here's the scenario. You're trying to do art for the first time, and it could be any kind of art. It could be dance, writing, acting, and there's part of your subconscious that is there to back you up. And when you do the art, the subconscious sees the need and offers up the first ideas to solve the artistic problem. As an example, you're trying to write a story and you're trying to think of the end of the story, and your subconscious has 3 great ideas and offers them to you, and you use one of them and you're really elated and you're really excited, and doing art is a lot of fun. You really enjoy it and get into it. But if you do art a lot, there gets to a point where the subconscious starts to run dry of ideas, where the ideas that your particular solution to artistic problems and your particular answers to artistic questions that have kind of are floating back there in the subconscious get for the most part used up. And then as you continue to do art, when you are trying to come up with artistic ideas, they seem extremely familiar to the ideas you've used before. So they don't seem original to you anymore, they don't seem exciting and new to you anymore, and it just seems like you've run out of ideas. Can you change that? Can you get to a point where you're churning out creativity and you can get into your art and enjoy it more, and when you're in that artistic, problem-solving, creating mode, you can find those original ideas that will intrigue you and just make you feel great about doing the art? The answer is yes, you absolutely can. And first of all, it's important to become perfectly happy about going through times when you're just producing a lot of garbage, a lot of mediocre work. And this is important, and not to think of it as a waste of time. It might be helpful to look at some of Van Gogh's early artwork, because he produced very mediocre work. And the thing is that from reading his letters, I get the impression that he really had a strong feeling that if he sincerely gave his effort and time to the process of creating work, that it would take him somewhere. And he was willing to push through and happy with the results he was getting, because it was taking him to a place where he could start to come up with consistently miraculous results. So, you know, for me, when I look back at times when I was producing a lot of garbage artistically, I look back and I enjoy thinking about those times, because I feel like those times brought me to the better times where I was really inspired and really happy about the solutions I was coming up with, about the new scenarios I was coming up with. Why is it so important to push through when you're producing a lot of mediocre work? Why not just wait until you're inspired and then pick up the brush or you know, whatever creative act again? The reason is that when you commit to practicing artwork, it's in a way you're basically putting your subconscious into a different situation where it needs to grow and change and develop skills and acquire capacities and gain abilities to help you creatively as an artist. And if you give up on your art when you know that it's work that you'll probably never want to present to people, that you'd rather just forget about and move on, then you're not giving yourself a chance to and scientific proof now that there are actual physical changes in the brain to physically change you into a different person, to condition your subconscious to really become a powerhouse of ideas and really back you up and help you along. And being in a situation where there's the mediocre work, your subconscious realizes that there's a demand that it is not meeting, so that it needs to change. So that's exactly the best thing to present to your subconscious, is that the work you're trying to do is not exactly what you want. You want your subconscious to help you out and back you up with better ideas, with more correlations between ideas, with more insight into more creative insight into your reality. So when you're in that place where you're working, you're doing your artwork, and you know that it's not that great, that is the situation. That would be like you being in the situation where you're training for a marathon and you're running hard and you're putting that demand. You know, if you're in the middle of that run, you're putting a demand on your muscles, on your heart, on your lungs, and you're building them stronger. It's the same thing with producing mediocre art. If you're in the middle of producing a lot of mediocre art, you're putting a demand on your subconscious, and it's growing and it's meeting that demand, and it feels that demand. So just as your lungs and your heart will grow stronger to match that demand, your subconscious is going to grow stronger, more agile, more effective to meet that demand. So if you opt out when the artwork is somewhat mediocre, you're missing out on an opportunity to become a much better artist. Okay, here's the drill. I make these tutorials to get the word out on my animation project at solomation.com. If you want to back my cause, go to that website and check out my free animation. Look at the life of a farmer. A farmer is in the dirt, is working with manure, is just literally digging in the ground, hands and knees in the muck and mud, and not depressed about it, not discouraged by it, because then in the spring these amazing plants grow, and that's when it's like walking along finding gold coins everywhere. That's when a great wealth, it seems like it's so abundant. So it's about the feeling about your artwork. Being disappointed about artwork is not the way to look at it, is not the right attitude. Those dry spells are also an excellent time to really learn to enjoy art, to really learn to enjoy what it means to be in the activity of art. There's the idea that there are no failures in science, and like the Hadron Collider, they are spending billions of dollars with this collider to try to find the Higgs boson, and they don't even know if they can find it or not. And if it turns out that they can't find it, they aren't going to think of it as a failure, even though they really want to find it. It isn't important to push your way through the mediocre phases of doing your art. What is important is to have an attitude of appreciating what the worthiness of those phases and how they can help you, and how they are making you a better artist, and how you can get enjoyment from them, and how you can still find the satisfaction of being in the zone even when you're not discovering, these wonderful ideas as much as you do during more inspirational times. Because if you can get to the place where even during the driest of dry spells you are enjoying your artwork and returning to it and compelled to do it a lot in your life, then you're on a whole different plateau. So during these dry spells, when you're producing a lot of mediocre art and wondering when you're going to get the more inspiring ideas that will really, make it to where you can hardly wait to do your art. Remember, what you're looking at when you're producing mediocre art is in a sense, it isn't so much mediocre art as it's kind of the raw material. It's sort of the fodder. It's sort of all the elements of what will eventually combine into those inspiring ideas that you'll get later on, and elements that have not come together yet, that are still finding their way into your work. And so even though it seems like mediocrity, it is still a very rich substance that you're working with. And I'm not just saying that to be more encouraging. It really is that way. I'm not just saying, oh, it isn't so bad, there is something worth. It really is the raw substance of what can be a lot of inspiring creativity. And I'm not just saying that to be more encouraging. It really is that way. I'm not just saying, oh, it isn't so bad, there is something worth. It really is the raw substance of what can be a lot of inspiring creativity. If you're in a dry spell, think of it as it is still a wonderful opportunity, and if you can enjoy it and realize that you can still get so much from it, then you can relax and really enjoy your art. And then when you have those times of lots of creative ideas, it's even better. And you don't rely on those times to get into your artwork. You can, no matter where you're at artistically, you can still go to it and want to go to it and enjoy it, and not rely on those passing phases of lots of ideas and artistic fireworks, but still go through the humbler phases of getting into your artwork. Then you become solid in it. I hope this video has helped you. I hope that your artwork goes well and encourage you on your artistic adventure, and I hope that you're on your way to producing that next great work of art. If you want me to produce more videos, hit the like button, leave a comment, subscribe. Leave a comment and let me know how your artwork is going, and have a good day.